Free agency is nearly upon us in the NFL. This year's tampering period allows agents to speak with teams on their clients' behalves before the start of free agency, which is beginning at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, March 12th. With Behind the Steel Curtain, I'm Neal Coolong. When it comes to the Steelers and free agency, they're pretty much allergic to any negotiations that would begin on the first, second, or third day of free agency. The Brandon Johnsons and Leonard Popes don't get signed at least until after minicamp and before training camp, and for the most part during training camp. The Steelers don't look to be active right now for signing anybody, but a few of their players who will hit free agency on March 12th will be signed elsewhere. Their names are linked to a couple different teams right now, starting most prominently with wide receiver Mike Wallace. Wallace is in pretty hot and heavy negotiations with the Miami Dolphins per a couple different sources, and it sounds as if he's going to sign a deal that'll be worth upwards of $13 to $14 million on average through the life of the contract. Wallace turned down a 5-year, $50 million offer from the Steelers last year and looks to strike it rich, most likely with the Miami Dolphins. Also associated with the Dolphins right now, somewhat of a surprise, is running back Rashard Mendenhall. Mendenhall had a rough 2012 season with the Steelers, having been suspended for a game and pretty much injured at various points throughout the rest of the year. Mendenhall, though, is a player who had 2,200 yards rushing in 2010 and 2011 to go along with 22 touchdowns before that disappointing 2012 season. He's the type of guy that looks like he could use a fresh start, and as talented a player as he is, he'll get a chance somewhere else. Along with Miami, Denver is said to be interested in Mendenhall, and he could have something of a market for his services on his hands. Quietly, what could have been the most intriguing free agent prospect the Steelers had was cornerback Keenan Lewis. Lewis doesn't appear right now to have generated a whole lot of buzz on the free agent market, but that very well could just be his agent not telling media outlets who exactly he's spoken to this point. One team, though, he has, allegedly, is the Cleveland Browns. Browns are a team that are looking to upgrade their cornerback position to find another quality guy to go alongside Joe Hayden, and Keenan Lewis would be a very good fit in Cleveland. For as much as Steelers fans would hate to see it, it could happen, and Keenan Lewis could find himself also in a very powerful market for his services. None of that says the Steelers won't re-sign Lewis to a long-term deal between now and then, but it already appears he's testing the free agent market and could find a deal the Steelers aren't likely to match. Last on the list would be guard Ramon Foster, who's quietly been linked to the Arizona Cardinals, despite the fact the Steelers have said they are going to make him an offer, depending on how other contract situations pull out with them. Will they have an opportunity to sign Foster? That question is still up in the air, but what it could mean is the Steelers are going to look to sign Keenan Lewis if they can, the one player they are likely to keep if they can match the offer that he's likely to get. They want to keep Foster around. They've told him that he's going to have an offer, but Arizona's already spoken to him from what reports are saying, and the Steelers might not have anything in place. Free agency is going to continue up straight until the contracts start getting signed on Tuesday and through Wednesday, and we're going to have every rumor, news, bit, and piece of speculation possible on Behind the Steel Curtain. So feel free to check it out, and make sure you keep watching our YouTube page here, youtube.com/SBN Steelers. With Behind the Steel Curtain, I'm Neal Coolong.